Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for this University of Technology Sydney Employability Workshop. Over 4 different sessions, we're going to take you through everything you need to know about working in Sydney as an international student, including the job types in Australia, popular student jobs, building and consistently improving your resume, the best places to look for jobs in Australia, careers support available at UTS, and how to best utilise your unique skills as an international student. The resilience and determination you show in moving from your home country to an entirely new place for your studies is incredible. We'll discuss how best to show off these traits that you have. To start off with, let's hear from UTS student Vanessa.
I was very nervous before I came here because all I knew was through photos and videos. But when I got here, all the worries and nervousness just went away. Sydney is kind of like home for me. I feel more like myself here. It's more open-minded and innovative. The air's fresher, people are friendly, and everything is new and exciting. This is my first time out of Vietnam. I'm pretty much on my own here, but it doesn't feel that way. I'm living in UTS housing, and it's been amazing. I've made so many friends from all over the world. UTS is in the perfect location because it's right near Central Station. You can go to the beach straight after class, and obviously, being in the heart of the city, there are a lot more job opportunities. I'm studying the Bachelor of Creative Intelligence, and it's amazing to see how students from a range of faculties have a different way of thinking. When we come together to solve our problems, it becomes much easier and more creative. I feel like people recognize my value here, what I care about. The people here are very diverse, and I really love to be in a diverse environment. Even the locals themselves are diverse.
As Vanessa mentioned in the video you just saw, with UTS's unique location in the city of Sydney, close to the central business district in the heart of Tech Central, Australia's largest technology and innovation hub, home to Atlassian and many other global conglomerates, there are a lot more job opportunities available here. So, let us help you prepare yourself for the workforce and put you in a position where you feel like you can find the perfect job for you while you study at UTS. In this first session, we're going to be discussing preparing to get a job. These are essential first steps to help you better understand working in Australia as an international student. To begin, let's talk about the working rights of international students in Australia. As an international student, you are able to work during your time in Australia. Under the conditions of your student visa, you can work up to 48 hours per fortnight as long as you maintain your course enrolment, grades, and attendance. You can work unlimited hours during your holiday breaks. Visit the Department of Home Affairs website to check visa details and conditions, including work restrictions. Migrant workers, including international students, have the same rights as any other worker in Australia. It's valuable to know and understand your entitlements so you can be sure that your employer is treating you fairly. When you're at work, you have the right to freedom from bullying and harassment, such as hurtful or inappropriate remarks, intimidation, or coercion. You are protected from discrimination, which is when you are treated unfairly due to personal attributes like race, culture, age, gender, or religion. Additionally, there are regulations in place to prevent your employer from asking you to perform duties that may cause you physical or mental harm. Finally, you're also entitled to receive fair pay for the work that you do, and you must be paid at least the legal minimum wage. This amount can vary depending on the industry you're in and your employment type, such as whether you're employed on a part-time or a casual basis. As of the 1st of July 2023, the minimum wage in Australia is $23.23 per hour. For more information on your working rights, visit the Fair Work Ombudsman, the FWO, website. The FWO is Australia's workplace regulator. It has free tools and resources to help you understand what you should know, how much you should get paid, and what to expect when starting a new job. Now, let's discuss the different types of employment in Australia. Your type of employment will affect your hours of work, your rate of pay, and some of your entitlements as an employee. Generally, employees in Australia are either full-time, this means you'll work 38 hours per week plus reasonable additional hours. Full-time employees are entitled to paid leave, including annual leave and sick and carers leave. You could be part-time. This means you work less than 38 hours per week. These employees work a regular pattern of hours. Part-time employees get entitlements such as annual leave and personal carers leave on a pro rata basis. This means that it's based on how many ordinary hours they work. Casuals usually aren't guaranteed a certain number of hours per week. They typically get a casual loading, which is an extra percentage added to their regular rate of pay, instead of entitlements like paid personal or carers leave, annual leave, or a paid day off on a public holiday. Make sure to visit the Fair Work Ombudsman website for more information about the different types of employees in Australia. Casual or part-time work is great for international students, as you can schedule work around your classes. It's important that you maintain a healthy study-work-life balance, and will need to have excellent time management skills. If you ever feel like you're struggling with this, or you start feeling overwhelmed, know that UTS is here to support you. Head to the link on the screen or visit the International Student Centre on campus and chat to a student advisor for help. Hopefully, you now have a better understanding of the types of employment, your working rights, and where to find support on the UTS campus. Now, it's time to discuss the most popular jobs for students in Australia. The most common industries that employ both domestic and international students include hospitality, retail, administration, and many more. Healthcare is one of the most in-demand industries at the moment, so if you're studying in this field, you may be able to find part-time or casual work in sectors such as aged and disability care. Some of the most common jobs that students can fill include barista, bartender, cashier or sales assistant, cook, cleaner, customer service representative or attendant, food couriers, for example delivery drivers, or server or waiting staff. Keep in mind that some of these roles may require special skills or certifications. For example, you may need first aid training to work in a healthcare setting, whereas you will need a certificate for the responsible service of alcohol to work in various hospitality positions. Generally, however, these jobs are popular for students as they do not require previous working experience, and you can learn on the job. You just need to demonstrate enthusiasm, professionalism, and suitable availability for the role. International students can also explore part-time and casual work in the corporate world with entry-level roles in administration, data entry, marketing, and as an assistant proving popular. However, you often need to show evidence of work experience before landing these jobs. Luckily, at UTS, many degrees are built with industry partners who employ students, and work-integrated learning is an integral part of many courses. This means that you'll be getting excellent workplace experience and opportunities in your industry of choice directly through your studies, and there's plenty of career support available. Let's break down a few of these jobs in more detail so you know what to expect in one of these roles. As someone working in hospitality with a role like barista, bartender, kitchen assistant, waiting staff, you will need to ensure that you have excellent communication and interpersonal skills, enjoy working in busy environments, and be open to working early and late hours. Beneficial qualifications in these roles can include the aforementioned responsible service of alcohol training, barista training, or a certification in hospitality. The Fair Work Ombudsman offers information regarding the Hospitality Industry Award. This is a pay guide based on the classification of a specific role, for example, food and beverage attendant or cook. It can give you a general idea of the weekly and hourly pay rates based on the level of the role that you're doing, meaning how much experience and how many responsibilities you have. The higher the level, the more you can expect to be paid. Alternatively, if you find work as a cleaner, you will need to demonstrate an ability to work alone and in a team, have self-motivation, be reliable, and have excellent attention to detail. You could also find yourself working at events like sports matches or music festivals, in businesses or private houses. Working as a cleaner, you may be expected to work out of office hours, generally 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, and may need to have a driver's license to be able to get to and from jobs. The Cleaning Services Award on the Fair Work Ombudsman website can help you understand expected pay rates. This brings us to the end of session 1 of your UTS Employability Workshop. In the next session, we're going to be discussing resumes, including some important do's and don'ts. In between, we think it's time you took an opportunity to explore your new campus. With the help of your virtual tour guide, Alex, take a 360 tour of the UTS Ultimo campus without even having to leave the house. We'll see you in the next session.
Hi, I'm Alex. Explore UTS with me. This is where I come to learn. Here's my favourite place to study. And this is where I'll graduate. But there's so much more to see. Explore UTS in 360 today.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for session 2 of your UTS Employability Workshop. In this session, we're going to discuss everything you need to know about resumes. The way that resumes in Australia look and the information that you need to share on them may be different to what you're used to in your home country. A resume is an essential element when looking for a job. However, putting together a professional resume can be challenging. Plus, as a student, you may have limited work experience, making the resume writing process even more daunting. To begin, let's take you through an example resume. Section by section, we'll walk you through some key do's and don'ts of resume writing. Let's start by introducing you to John Tan. At the top of your resume, like our fictional friend John has, you should include your personal information. This includes your full name, phone number, email address, home address, and more. These details are important as potential employers will need to know how to get in touch with you, perhaps to follow up on your application, ask you some questions, or schedule an interview. Some of the details John has included, however, are an issue. You'll want to make sure that all of the information in your resume is professional, including your email address. If you don't feel your personal email address is professional enough, create a new one. John has also included some unnecessary information that could risk his chances of employment. There's no need to include your visa status, date of birth, marital status, or religion on your resume. There is also no need to include race, ethnicity, height, weight, or sexual orientation. These are personal details that an employer legally can't ask you to disclose because they can be used as grounds for discrimination. Next is the personal statement. This is a great way to showcase your interest in the role and show a bit more of your personality. In 2 to 3 sentences, summarize why you're applying for the position and what skills and experience you have that make you a great fit for it. You can also mention why you're eager to work with that company specifically. In your personal statement, you should be honest but not too honest. Sure, you may need this job to pay for your rent, but it's important to show you have a genuine interest in the role, especially in such a competitive job market. Another key misstep to look out for is highlighting a lack of experience. Even if your experience in the industry is limited, you don't want to highlight that to the employer. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, concentrate on what you do have, such as your skills, education, and positive attitude. Your resume should also include details about your education. As you're still a student, you would want to include the year that you started your qualification at UTS and then put current or ongoing so the employer is aware that you're currently studying. In general, you only need to list your tertiary education on your resume, meaning the studies that you've undertaken after high school, and any awards or recognition that you've gotten, for example, scholarships you've won or certificates you've received. In some circumstances, you may wish to include your secondary education, but you should only do this if there are special achievements that you'd like to showcase that are relevant to the job you're applying for. There's no need for you to include primary school education. Your work experience is one of the most crucial parts of the resume. This is where you'll highlight your past professional roles and the responsibilities you had, as well as your skills and accomplishments. Don't be afraid to use detail when describing your duties in your previous jobs. The first bullet point is an excellent example of how you can do this. Providing extra details allows you to highlight your skills and how you can apply them in this new job. If you have volunteer experience that's relevant for the job you're applying for, include it on your resume. Much like work experience, volunteering is a fantastic way to gain practical experience and learn new skills that will benefit you in the job market. Again, don't hesitate to go into detail when describing your responsibilities in your volunteering role. Explain how these duties helped you expand your knowledge and skills in key areas, and quantify your responsibilities. For example, John states that he's created ads for social media. He can add to this by including the software that he's used and his skill level in that software, and which social media channels he's experienced in through this volunteering role. Next, dedicate a section of your resume to the skills and certifications that make you the best candidate for this job. This gives employers a snapshot into who you are as a professional and what you have to offer. Relevance is key on a resume. If the skills or certifications you have aren't relevant to the job you're applying for, don't put them on your resume. For example, in a marketing job, you likely won't need a construction white card or a responsible service of alcohol license, so it's best to leave these out. Finally, before submitting your resume, you'll want to ensure it's proofread for clarity and any errors. Attention to detail is important when it comes to your resume. If you need help with your resume, check out UTS Careers. They offer on-campus and online career support for students throughout their time at UTS and for up to 2 years after course completion. UTS Careers provides a variety of tailored career support services, including the very handy Rate My Resume service. With Rate My Resume, you can have your resume reviewed instantly and processed in real time. You'll receive instant feedback on what you've done well and what you could do better, including avoiding repeated words, effectively positioning knowledge, skills, and abilities to boost your profile, the document's length, the impacts of the qualifications included, use of action-oriented words, presentation elements like design, look, and feel. If you still have questions about what makes a great resume, book into a group resume session to have your questions answered, or check out UTS's range of online resume writing resources. This brings us to the end of session 2 of your UTS Employability Workshop. In the next session, we're going to discuss where you should be looking for job opportunities in Sydney, including information about the hidden job market. Bia from Indonesia is an international student who was successfully able to find work by networking with the incredible professionals that you will meet here at UTS. Let's hear from her now, and we'll catch you in the next session.
First, we collect the samples. Then, the lab breaks it down to the cellular level. The computer turns the samples into a huge set of values. And then I turn it into this. My name is Pia Sabrina Budiono. I'm a bioinformatics research assistant at UTS. So I grew up in Surabaya in the East Java province of Indonesia, and I really love studying science, and I knew I wanted to do a forensics degree. But at the time, the closest place that offered it was just UTS. And so I applied to UTS, and I came here when I was 17. I used to get lost by myself and find different routes around the city, and I was much more shy and isolated then. I didn't really go to a lot of social events, and I was very happy in my own company. In my final year, I had the chance to take an internship, and I knew one of my subject coordinators. He's a genetics researcher, and I've always found genetics so interesting. And so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, and I emailed him, and he responded, yeah, cool, we can start. It took me so long to really understand pretty much anything that was happening in the meetings. But when you're in a real working environment, you just absorb things pretty quickly. After I graduated, my supervisor actually offered me a full-time position, and I've been doing research ever since. When I first arrived at the UTS campus, I find the diversity to be really exhilarating. Like, it blew my mind. The way they dress, the way people express themselves, it's beautiful that people are embracing different parts of themselves, and it allows me to be that way as well. I haven't had the experience of being with people who accept me entirely for everything that I am. And so when I moved to Sydney, and I did, I'm just like, wow, I'm so grateful to be here and just have all the people that I have in my life right now. I'm just excited to see how it goes, who I'm gonna be, and finally feel, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Welcome back, everyone. You've made it to session 3 of the UTS Employability Workshop. In this session, we're going to be discussing where to look for jobs in Sydney. Gaining real-world experience while you study is an important element of your university life and your career journey. However, finding jobs, internships, or other opportunities can be challenging if you're not sure where to look. Thanks to the internet, discovering and applying for vacancies is quick and easy. There are lots of job websites that you can visit to begin your student job search, including Seek, Indeed, Jora, LinkedIn, Ethical Jobs, or I Work for NSW. As an international student in Sydney, you can also access NSW Jobs Connect for international students, which is delivered by Study New South Wales and SEEK. This initiative connects you with employers who've expressed interest in hiring international students. To access NSW Jobs Connect, you just need to head to SEEK and search for the hashtag NSW Jobs Connect. Most conveniently, as a UTS student, you can access job opportunities on Career Hub. Here's everything you can expect to find on Career Hub.
In the past, finding a job could take days, weeks, years. Okay, maybe not years. You had to come onto campus, look at career notice boards. After scouring the internet for job listings and carrying around hundreds of pages of resources, you would review all your options only to be too late in applying for a job. Now, UTS Careers has you covered with Career Hub. Log in to Career Hub for your tailored one-stop shop for jobs, industry experience, internships and volunteering opportunities. Set up your profile and let Career Hub find the perfect job for you. Discover upcoming events and workshops to get career ready. Bookmark resources to assist you with career planning and ask our team of experts your career-related questions online. Awesome! Now you're ready to create the future you.
While applying for jobs online is easy, sometimes it can be beneficial to drop your resume off in person. Speaking to a potential employer face-to-face may help you set yourself apart from other candidates. You will make a personal connection, and you could even expect a mini interview during your visit. Let's take you through some tips for dropping off your resume in person. Firstly, make sure to prepare in advance. Plan your visit before taking your resume in. Research the companies or businesses you want to apply for, create a tailored resume or cover letter for the job, and memorise the name of the position you're applying for. If there isn't an advertised position, let them know you would like to be considered for any future openings. If an employer explicitly requests that you do not drop off a resume in person, you need to respect their preferences. You'll also want to ensure that you are dressed appropriately. You want to make a good impression, so look tidy and presentable. Don't go in looking messy, tired, or unprofessional. Next, you want to pick the right time. Consider the type of business you're applying for and when it is appropriate to approach them with your resume. For example, if the job is at a cafe, don't visit them during busy periods such as early mornings or lunch. If there are fewer customers around, there can be more focus on you and your application. Make sure to speak to the right person. Always ask to speak to the manager. Speaking directly to a manager, they can tell you which openings are available and give you more information about how the hiring process works. Making a connection and a positive impression on a manager is important. Don't speak to the first employee that you see. If they're not involved with the hiring process, the chances are your resume may not even make its way to the right person. Next, you want to think about your body language. Much like dressing professionally, you'll want your body language to make the right impression. You'll want to appear confident and comfortable, so maintain eye contact, good posture, and be responsive. For example, nodding and smiling to indicate to the person that you're speaking to that you're listening. Don't cross your arms, fidget, or look unhappy. It's okay to be nervous, but something as simple as a smile will make you look more relaxed, comfortable, and personable. You want to keep it brief. During your first meeting with the manager or hiring staff when dropping off your resume, you have about 30 seconds to share your qualifications and why these make you perfect for the job. Practice this in advance and remember to be professional, polite, and friendly. You don't want to overstay your welcome. Once your 30 seconds are up, assess the situation. If the person you're speaking with is still engaging with you, feel free to keep chatting and asking questions for a few more minutes. If not, thank them and leave politely. Now, you remember in session 2 that we mentioned the hidden job market, something that helped UTS student Fia get an internship opportunity which turned into a full-time job. As a reminder, here's what Fia had to say.
In my final year, I had the chance to take an internship. And I knew one of my subject coordinators. He's a genetics researcher, and I've always found genetics so interesting. And so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. And I emailed him, and he responded, yeah, cool, we can start. It took me so long to really understand pretty much anything that was happening in the meetings. But when you're in a real working environment, you just absorb things pretty quickly. After I graduated, my supervisor actually offered me a full-time position, and I've been doing research ever since.
The hidden job market is a term used to describe jobs that aren't advertised or posted online. Many jobs are now found through networking rather than traditional job searching. In a nutshell, networking is about building professional relationships. Through networking, you will connect with like-minded people, maybe uncovering internships and jobs along the way. It's often easier for employees to hire people that they know personally, rather than having to post job advertisements online and sift through hundreds of applications. Plus, the people in your network can be a great reference to add to your resume. Potential employers may contact them to ask what makes you perfect for the role they're offering, and if you've maintained a good connection with your reference, they'll have no problems offering a glowing review of you. At UTS, finding connections that count is easy. Whether you're looking for a tutor, conversation buddy, or industry professional to answer career-related questions, UTS offers a number of mentoring and networking programs to help you make meaningful connections. Head to the Mentoring and Networking page on the UTS website to learn more about the programs and platforms available to UTS students that can help you get a head start on networking. Plus, as we mentioned in session 1, UTS's degrees are built with industry partners. As well as helping with the development of courses, these partners can provide internship and employment opportunities. So, chat to your tutors, course coordinators, or guest lecturers. They may be able to help you with finding a job. Or maybe you're interested in starting your own business. UTS Startups is the biggest startup community in the Southern Hemisphere, helping you develop the skills, knowledge, and confidence that you need to explore entrepreneurship in your career. Head to the UTS Startups website for more information. Now, you're ready for the final session of this UTS Employability workshop, where we will be discussing the maintenance and ongoing improvement of your resume, as well as how you can best showcase your unique skills as an international student to employers. Welcome. It's great to have you joining us for the final session of your UTS Employability workshop. So far, we've been through preparing to get a job, putting together the perfect resume, and where to look for work in Sydney. Now, it's time to discuss how you can continue building on your resume and improving your employability. Your qualification from UTS will be an incredible achievement, and along the way, you'll be building a strong professional identity, future-focused graduate capabilities, and global citizenship. While you're studying, however, there are plenty of other ways to improve your employability. Continue seeking opportunities while you're a student. From volunteering, joining UTS clubs and societies, engaging in extracurricular activities, gaining extra accreditations, and finding internships are all great experiences to add to your resume, and they will help you develop your employable skills. Make sure that you explain in your resume why these experiences will help you in that specific workplace. An incredible addition for any resume to prove your diligence and ability, and something that can support your international student experience in Sydney financially, is being awarded a scholarship.
UTS has a full range of international student scholarships available because we want to recognise the academic achievements of international students. We have undergraduate and postgraduate scholarships available, 25%, 50% and the prestigious 100% scholarship available. One thing students might not necessarily be aware of is that they actually don't have to put in a separate application for our scholarships. Many of our scholarships for commencing international students will be assessed when they apply to UTS for the course that they're choosing to do at UTS.
The scholarship that I received was the UTS International Postgraduate Full Tuition Scholarship, which entitled me to a full coverage of my fees, which meant that I only needed to pay for the student services and amenities fees.
I received an academic excellence grant, which was for about $5,000, and I think it did help me lighten up my financial load in the first semester.
I have a 25% scholarship here at UTS. For my scholarship, I actually wrote a good SOP, statement of purpose, as well as provided all the documentation which was required, and this helped me to get a scholarship.
If you get the help of an agent, they would guide you through everything, certify your documents, as well as waive the fee. So it's very easy, and their services are actually free. This scholarship is the reason that I'm here. It's actually the reason that I'm actually able to study and live abroad, because otherwise it would have been very difficult for me and my family to fund it. So it's actually what
made it possible for me to like fulfill this, dream of like studying abroad, as well as, pursuing my passion for health and wellness.
Now that you know more about scholarships at UTS and where to find them, let's hear from Summer, an international student from Malaysia and one of the 2 students who received the full tuition scholarship from UTS, known as the UTS Vice-Chancellor's International Postgraduate Scholarship.
Studying in Sydney is both intense and fun. People here really value work-life balance. The education system here is globally recognized. I got to meet so many different people from different walks of life and got so many different opportunities. What attracted me to UTS, especially the business school, is first of all, they provide me the course that I want to study, which is Master in Marketing, especially their subjects. Really attracted me because it's really interesting compared to other universities. The facilities here are really up to date. It's like technologically advanced, and also the strategic location that UTS has is like in Central, so I can get a lot of access, easy access into a lot of different things like entertainment, transportation, and food. The classes in UTS is really interactive and engaging. My favorite thing is how professors would talk about real industry cases in our workshops, and they would listen to our opinions, our ideas, and guide us through it. I really loved how everyone is so keen to improve themselves in classes. And UTS, they equip students with practical skills, not just theoretical knowledge, so students are prepared to go into the real industry and just apply what they learn from UTS. My number 1 advice for students who want to study in UTS is that grades are important, but try to put yourself out there, join activities, join clubs, leadership roles. But most of all, don't forget to travel and try to experience what Sydney has to offer.
Now, from scholarships back to working in Sydney as an international student. We hope that this workshop has helped you understand this process better and that you feel prepared to take on the working world while studying at UTS. But if you ever feel a bit overwhelmed, always remember that the UTS Careers team are on hand to help you, offering a variety of tailored career support services, including events, resources, programs, and personalised career advice to help ensure that you are equipped with the key employability skills and confidence that you need to find career success. Once you've graduated from UTS and are transitioning from looking for part-time or casual work and into starting your new career from wherever you are in the world, you'll be glad you've had such a diverse resume of experiences and a supportive network of professionals, mentors, and friends to help you along the way. As an international student, it's important to remember the unique skills and perspectives that you bring to the workplace. Employers seek to hire people who are culturally competent, and who's better at demonstrating that than international students with your diverse background and experiences. Skills such as speaking a different language and having worked in a different country are great additions to your resume. Additionally, as international students settling into a foreign country, there are some character traits important for you to thrive, such as resilience and open-mindedness towards unfamiliar situations and behaviours. Mention these in your application for your employers to see. This brings us to the end of your UTS Employability Workshop. Thank you so much for joining us. There's so much to look forward to about living in Sydney and studying at UTS. Having a job while you're here is just one part of the international student experience, so make sure that you make the most of all of the opportunities that you're offered. Now let's hear from some fellow UTS international students answering your frequently asked questions about studying in Sydney. Best of luck on your international student journey.
Hi, I'm Anissa. I'm from India.
Hi, I'm Luna and I'm from Nepal.
My name is Arla and I'm from the Philippines.
Hi, my name is Suyash. I'm from India.
Today we are answering questions from future students about what it's like to study here at UTS.
When the plane touched down in Sydney, what was going through your mind?
I was excited and nervous at the same time because, like I said, it's my first time to be away from my family, to be completely on my own. But it was also like going to be an exciting adventure for me to learn.
I was kind of scared because it was a new country for me. So I had like thoughts going on like, how will I speak to people and how will I actually interact with the people, and I don't have like a good language, like English language of it. How will I actually manage to be like, you know, be in the community over here and study? So I had all the fears going on.
Did you find it easy to settle into Sydney?
When I came to Australia, I went to one of my relatives' place to stay. I came to orientation week and there were different seminars going on. So it was really easy for me to settle down at UTS. And in Sydney, I actually am a very extroverted person. So I met a lot of friends and I traveled across Sydney with my friends, and this way it was really easy for me to settle.
It was hard for me initially because the curriculum back in home countries and over here is different. So you get to a whole different approach of how to do things. But then there's a lot of help available. There's so many journals and articles you can read about you know, doing it. And there's also UTS Helps, which initially helps you with, like, they help you with assignments. So yeah, I mean, there has been help to get through the hurdle.
How does UTS help newly arrived international students? What do you think?
If you're traveling alone in Sydney from your home country, you can actually tell UTS beforehand to pick you up if you get so they can help you out to find accommodation and how to use the transportation.
I do remember a big welcome for international students, wherein they would just basically tell you about what it's like in Sydney and give you the chance to meet with the other international students. And some of my friends now, I actually met them on that day, and we've been really good friends ever since then.
Why did you choose to study at UTS?
State-of-the-art facilities, the state-of-the-art library, the support which is available at UTS is top-notch. I chose UTS because of its various clubs, societies, its support, its UTS careers. It helps you to get along with your professional life, as well as there's UTS Indian Society and Activate UTS, which helps you during your personal life. It helps you a lot.
Aside from the actual commute going to school, it's also the things that are available near the school. So there's a mall right in front of us, and if you want to go to the beach, you just have to walk to Central Station, take another train, and then you're there. So
really accessible.
Everything is here. Oh, and of course the food options here are also really great. For example, Spice Alley is just right in front as well. So yeah, you will never get bored here, really. What's your #1 advice for new international students?
Ooh.
Have an open mind. There are some things that are different here from back in your home. So you just have to be open to learning and adapting to things, really.
Just explore the university, explore Sydney, or wherever you go, just explore them, because you will learn lots of different things when you explore, as well as you'll be making new different friends. You'll have friends from different backgrounds. And also, when you actually come here in Sydney, I actually suggest international students to network. And in Sydney, as well as at UTS, you have lots of networking events where you can network with different people. That's how I got to network with lots of new friends, not only at UTS, but across the Sydney. That actually helped me a lot.
Thank you so much. We really hope that this was helpful for you, and don't forget to be brave.
Just follow your dreams and believe in yourself, and just always hope for a better future ahead.
And if you have any more questions, go online and reach out to the community. We're all here to help you, and we hope to see you soon out here at UTS.
See ya.
See ya.